6, a helping hand with your land.
Neil from Essex here with today's 3-Minute Thursday. Today we're going to have our short conversation about the reports put out by the Association of Equipment Manufacturers about machinery sales and why they seem to think that this is a two-wheel drive tractor. I follow and participate in a whole bunch of internet message boards and Facebook groups about tractors and machinery, and every once in a while you see guys referencing these reports that are put out by the AEM. The AEM stands for the Association of Equipment Manufacturers. They're an industry organization that most equipment companies are a part of. Their role is to help organize a lot of the data around equipment sales and market sizes so that companies can be more efficient. Essentially what happens is that companies take all of their sale information for the equipment that they sell and they submit it all to the AEM. AEM collates all that information coming in from the different organizations, sums it all up so that they know the size of a complete market, and then returns to the manufacturers what their market share is. So they then can accurately calculate the size of the markets, how much machinery they should be building, and kind of know what portion of the market that they're capturing. They only really know their portion of the sales because they're not told what other vendors might be doing in those spaces. They can read between the lines in some other ways and by looking at UCC information, but the AEM plays that role. They kind of organize all that information so that manufacturers know how much equipment to be making. There's not a whole lot of information on these reports, but what is there can be really interesting if you're kind of an observer of this kind of stuff and what's happening. The AEM reports break tractors out into a couple of different categories: 4-wheel drive farm tractors and then 2-wheel drive farm tractors. And the 2-wheel drive farm tractors are broken up into sub 40, 40 to 100, and 100 plus horsepower ranges. The funny thing is that reference to 2-wheel drive farm tractors, and that always throws a lot of people. To the AEM, a 4-wheel drive farm tractor is an articulated machine, the big ones that bend in the middle that are truly locked into 4-wheel drive. A tractor like this, because it's 4-wheel drive, shifts in and out and it's not always in, is classified as a 2-wheel drive machine on the AEM report. So that's why when you look at these reports and you notice that the sales for 4-wheel drive farm tractors is so low, it's because most machines are actually in the 2-wheel drive category. If you go through and you look at the totals that are in here, it's pretty interesting. So you could see how many machines were sold in the prior month, how many machines had been sold year to date in that calendar year, and how much inventory is sitting on dealer lots currently. If you kind of go read through that, you can come up with some interesting stuff and kind of see how much inventory is sitting in the field waiting to be sold, and see those year-to-year changes that might be happening in the industry. Interestingly enough, if we kind of go through here and look at July, you'll see the compact tractor market doing very, very well. Sales are up 16% this year. We're starting to see some recovery in a lot of portions of agriculture. We definitely still have areas that are struggling, but your 100 plus horsepower sales are up 30%, and you're seeing combines as well being up nearly 40%. 4-wheel drive farm tractors, those big articulated machines, up 77% this year. So a lot of the industry right now is doing very, very well, and you can see that the inventory is also tightening up as well, only showing, say, almost about 6 months of inventory on hand in most of these categories. That's on the lower end of what dealers tend to sit on. Usually we're in the 6 to 9 months of sales inventory sitting on our lots. So you can see things tightening up, availability not being quite as high as it can be at some other times. So that's just a little bit about the AEM report and how to read it. I think you can really find a lot of interesting information in here. Even things like self-propelled combines. If you go through and you look that year to date, 2,500 combines have been sold, and you go figure maybe 5,000 of them are sold in an entire calendar year. That's pretty amazing, really, if you think about the engineering and work that goes into that piece of equipment for the amount of them that are ultimately sold. Helps explain why their selling prices is as high as they are. It is really interesting about parts support and stuff too. If you think about what a manufacturer needs to do to provide good parts support for a piece of equipment, when a part may only break a fraction of a % of the time, it shows how difficult it can be for these guys to really provide comprehensive parts support when the number of machines that are in the field are so low. I mean, like I said, combines there alone, 5,000 of them a year, and you break up the market share between the different companies, pretty remarkable how few of them are actually sold every year. So interesting. You'll find these published on the AEM website. They come out every month and often are included in press releases from industry companies and magazines and that kind of stuff. So take a look. Might be an interesting bit of reading for you if you enjoy watching this industry in much the same way that I do. So have parts needs for machines that you've already got, equipment that you might be looking to purchase, or service issues we can help you with, give us a call at Messick's. We're available at 800-222-3373 or online at messick's.com.